The chicken or the egg? That's what I saw when I felt the energy behind your reading. A collective, so by the way, this is for everybody out there, all signs, is a chicken and then an egg. And interestingly enough, we've got the Queen of Pentacles as the chicken. Literally, the Queen of Pentacles kind of is standoffish, keeps at arm's length, even when the Queen of Pentacles is right side up, but upside down, even more so. That's the chicken. And then what's the egg? The egg is the magician. The egg is doing something and trying something new, is, creating something, and the magician's all about creation. So either you guys have a choice, and you have to make a choice between being a chicken and not doing something and kind of like hiding, and maybe never trying it, or like actually creating something. Maybe this is literally about, let's say, having a kid. You're thinking about being a father, and you're talking about this with your partner, and you're like, do we want to have kids? Well, one of you is like, no, and the other one is like, okay, let's do this. Or maybe this is just the argument, it's going at both sides, right? Maybe this is just the topic of discussion. One person offers one viewpoint, the other person's like, well, Queen of Pentacles here, I want to be a chicken. Maybe I just want to do my own thing. Let's see what else is on top here for cards. It's interesting too now. So we have the Knight of Cups and the Six of Cups with the Five of Swords. There's a sense that you already committed yourself by telling people. And if you were to back out now, you would be looked at as the Five of Swords, somebody who shitbagged out on maybe their own plans, somebody who didn't complete what they said that they were going to do, because the Knight of Cups and the Six of Cups is already kind of telling people about the egg. So you've already, what's that term? You've already counted your eggs before they've hatched. And at the same time, some part of you is still holding back, or some aspect of this situation is keeping the eggs, there's a fear. So like using the previous example, maybe one of two people already told the whole family that they're having a child, and yet they haven't actually conceived. They've decided to, but the other person hasn't decided. So the other person who's still Queen of Pentacles is still kind of playing chicken about it, but one person's already kind of counted their chickens before they hatch, has already told people about it, and somebody's gonna look the fool. Somebody's gonna look like they didn't follow through with what they said. Let's pull oracle cards and dig a little bit deeper into this. By the way, I am going to be digging a lot deeper into this reading in part 2, which I will have posted on Patreon tonight. If you guys want to come check that out, if you want to support the work that I do and support my channel, I would love it if you guys would come and see what I got on Patreon. Links will be below and in my profile. But let's see what we got out of the oracle cards. Tell me more for the collective. Everyone? And what do we have now? The rabbit. What's the other animal that you think of when you think of something that's either easily scared away? I actually have rabbits as pets, so I know they're incredibly skittish. Weird noises or anything sets them off, they get freaked out easily and they run away. And this is about fear. This is about the chicken, the person who is being chicken about creating this new thing. And again, this could be all the same person. It doesn't even have to be two people. It can be an inner conflict where 1 second you're the chicken, 1 second you're the egg, but you've already at least told a couple people that you're the egg, that you're doing this thing, that you're kind of on the fence about, or that you're afraid to do. And so you're partially committed, and you're gonna look stupid if you don't anyway. But anyway, there's the fear. And then we have the house, and then we have the skull and crossbones. Wow. Because the house is actually, it doesn't stand for your house. The house in this deck actually stands for your identity, your sense of self. Because a lot of people, you identify with your house. You kind of see your house as a reflection of you. And in this deck, the house is a reflection of the way you see yourself and your identity, and there's a change, death. So let's say birthing this egg. Having this egg changes who you are. It changes your identity, much like being a father would. So this definitely makes a lot of sense for a father or mother, somebody who's having a child, and it's going to change their lives. It's going to change their sense of identity. I'm no longer just, a bachelor. I'm no longer, maybe it's marriage thing, but I'm kind of getting something even more than that. You're no longer a bachelor, you're a father. So it changes your sense of who you are, and there was a sense of cold feet behind it. Now keep in mind, you guys could be dealing with somebody who's like this. You could be either person in this scenario. You could be the chicken, and you could be the egg. On the bottom, we do have the volcano, so there's a lot of emotional turmoil associated with birthing and creating this new thing. There's a lot of angst too, because look, we've got the volcano and then we've got the moon. This together just speaks to me of fear, angst, inner turmoil, and it's the chicken part. It's like when that stuff comes up, when those feelings come up, this person kind of like backs out, doesn't want to go through with it, gets cold feet. This just feels like cold feet on like a general scale. It doesn't have to be specific to a wedding, but cold feet with regards to starting something new in life, however that applies to you. Let's pull some advice and see if you guys should be leaning towards the chicken, or if maybe you should be leaning towards the egg. It's almost looking like you guys should be leaning towards the egg, because it's almost like it's already happening. It's happening anyway. You're already one step into the process of birthing the egg. So it almost would be it seems awkward to back out now of whatever it is you guys have already started on your path towards. So we got the Six of Cups coming out for advice. And this is, let your family be your support system. It's kind of like those times when, let's say you want to lose weight and you tell all your friends you're on a diet. Well, guess what? They're going to keep you accountable because you already told them you're on a diet. And if you fall out of that diet, if you cheat, then Five of Swords from before. You look like you're stupid, you fucked up, you did a wrong thing, a bad thing, and you didn't follow through with what you said. And this is saying Six of Cups is, you can actually use this as a support system to keep you accountable. Let's see what else there is. Okay, yeah, keep you accountable. Five of Swords. I just said Five of Swords, and here it is again, but it's staying away from it. These people will keep you from falling into the trap of the Five of Swords, which is the same trap as the chicken, which is the Queen reversed. A lot of other things are the same thing. So the Queen reversed is the same energy as the Five of Swords, which is the chicken. And the people who you've told or you tell about this thing that you want to do, that you're afraid to do, are going to help keep you accountable to not being scared and backing out. It's as simple as that. And let them do so. I mean, the more people you tell, the more accountable you will feel, because, you know, the worse you'll look. And I think that's actually good for you, because you need help, because it is just cold feet. Let's see what else there is. Yeah, it's a sense of hesitation. Look, King of Wands. It is what you want. Whatever the egg, the thing that you're creating, you're birthing, you're starting, it's what you want out of life. But there's a sense of hesitation, like right at the precipice, Queen of Cups, like, oh God, do I really want to go through with this? And keep in mind, this is collective energy. Everybody's going to be feeling this a little bit, or everybody's going to have somebody in their life kind of having this as a theme for their experience. So even if it's not happening directly to you, there's somebody who is sitting on creating something and is afraid to do it. There's somebody who fits this bill in your life. You just got to think for a little bit. But because it's general, I can't tell you who it is. All right, let's see what we get out of the Oracle cards for advice, and then I will wrap this up and we'll move into part 2 on Patreon. Anything else for advice here? Anything else for advice? Fear, 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 fear. Got the moon. Moon again. Let's see what else. Okay. It's really weird because next to the moon for fear, we have Leo. Fear of fun. Fear of being free, acting with with a sense of living in the moment. That's kind of Leo, is fun, living in the moment, being on center stage, and kind of really living proudly and openly. And there's a sense of fear behind that. And that's just going around. This is the energy going around, people. A lot of people in fear of living an open, honest life, specifically with regards to this new creative endeavor. And they're skittish. They're very skittish about starting it, and especially skittish about making it public. Maybe because then they'll be held even more accountable to following through with it. On the bottom, the bed. So there's a hesitation. Again, the hesitation. The bed is stalling, that is tied to the hesitation, that is tied to the chickening out. And that's where people are at the moment. That's where people are at this week. So, keep that in mind. If there's a storyline that hasn't closed out, you're expecting somebody to make moves, they haven't made them, well, there's your reason. So there you go. Collective, that's going to be your reading. I'm going to dig deeper into part 2. If this is where I leave you, thank you guys for joining me. I really appreciate you guys. And for the rest of you, if you want to join up, you can follow the link below to Patreon and become a member and check out the rest of the video. With that, I'll see you guys next time.